Pearl, are you okay? You said there was an emergency, so I came here as soon as I could. Oh, Clara. Great you're here. Can you be a dear and go into the kitchen and wash the dishes for me? The lady who normally does the pot wash quit, so we need somebody to take her place for now. If we end up running out of bowls because they're all dirty, what will the customers think? Hurry up. We haven't got all day here. The emergency was that you needed someone to do the dishes? Is that really the reason that you called me here? You said it was an emergency! I was really worried, so I even had to leave Ava with the neighbors because I didn't know how long I would have to be gone for. This is an emergency! I'm quite offended at the fact that you don't see this as an emergency. If I had to do the dishes on top of all my other responsibilities, I might collapse with exhaustion. Are you saying that you'd rather see your poor mother-in-law collapse from overwork than come and clean a few dishes? Of course I'm not saying anything like that, Pearl. But didn't the lady who used to do the dishes quit 5 days ago? Are you saying you haven't washed anything since she left? Oh, I've been having some quite bad eczema flare-ups recently. I can't do the dishes. And the lady who does the cooking insists that she will never wash the dishes. So what were we supposed to do? Are you really saying that not a single dish has been washed in this place for the last 5 days? Why don't you just hire a new person to do it? Well, for the past 5 days, we've barely had any customers, so it hasn't really been an issue. But now we are getting close to running out of clean dishes. And how can I hire someone new when business is going so badly? I can't afford it. I can already barely afford to pay the lady who makes the food. I think the business really is on the verge of going under. I just don't know why we don't get any customers anymore. Have you thought about starting a delivery service as well? These days, people just order takeout online and don't really bother going out to eat in diners anymore. I think you'll probably be able to increase your revenue by quite a lot if you start delivering. It's easier said than done. You need to think about all the small costs involved in making it work. We would need to start ordering takeout boxes, and then there's also the cost of either hiring a delivery driver or paying commission to one of the delivery apps. Just thinking about it gives me a splitting headache. And anyway, there are plenty of places that don't do delivery but still have lots of customers. I don't know why this place is so unpopular. Maybe it's because of the location. I think maybe we're a little too far away from everything else. Anyway, stop blabbing and hurry up and get those dishes cleaned. I won't ask you to come every day, but I think you should come and wash the dishes at least once every 2 days. What? Me? Pearl, you have to understand that I'm quite busy these days, so I can't really commit to doing something like that regularly. I don't know why you've started talking back to me all of a sudden. You used to always do as I said without so much as a complaint. Do you think that you've become somebody now that you've started your little online business? I'm telling you this as one business owner to another. It really isn't going to work out, you know. It's not like you even have a physical store. Do you really think that making cookies for kids at home is going to get you far in life? The only reason you're doing well at the moment is because of a stroke of good luck. There's no way you'll actually be able to make a living out of this in the long term. I hope you're not giving my poor Sam a hard time at work because you suddenly think you're above him for having a little business success. You know I would never do anything like that. Things are finally going well for me and she doesn't offer me a single word of congratulations. And I would never look down on Sam or give him a hard time for any reason. She's the one who's sucking the life out of me with her expectation that I'll always be at her beck and call. Anyway, you should come here and do the dishes whenever you have time. It's not like washing dishes is hard or anything. Ugh, I really don't know what I've done to deserve to suffer like this. It's not like I even know anybody who can help me out by lending me some money. You know, this is all your father-in-law's fault for dying on me. If he hadn't been in such a rush to leave this world, things might have been different. He could have waited a little longer. He didn't have a single thought for his poor wife left behind all alone in the world. Pearl? I really don't think that he chose to get sick and pass away, but if you say so. This is why you need to be good to Sam whilst you can. You don't know when he'll suddenly be taken away from you. You need to make sure that he's always safe, happy, and healthy. Understood? Yes, of course. I'll try my best to look after him. Anyway, I'll head into the kitchen and do those dishes now. Make sure you scrub them hard, because some of them have been sitting there for 5 days. The leftover food has probably dried in there a bit. People have been leaving so many leftovers, you know. It makes me sad to see, but I guess you can't force people to eat everything you put in front of them. I want to see all the dishes as clean as if nobody has ever used them before. Okay? So you're saying that my mom called you in saying it was an emergency, but actually she really just wanted to make you do some work for her? Yeah. At first she just said she wanted me to do the dishes, which turned into helping chop the vegetables, which turned into cleaning the floor. My whole body is aching now. And now I'm going to have to stay up all night doing my own job because I got so many orders through. You should have just said no to her. Why did you let her make you do all that stuff that you're not even being paid for? Well, I do feel a bit bad for her because now she only has one employee left. She was feeling really down because business isn't going very well these days. How could I have just said no and left her to do everything by herself when she was in such low spirits? But it's true, there really were barely any customers. I was there for around 5 or 6 hours and only 3 people came in during that time. If things carry on like this, I'm worried that she's not going to be able to afford the rent. Yeah, she's been complaining to me about how slow business is too. But to be honest, the diner is in a pretty bad location and the menu is really old-fashioned. However skilled my mom may be as a home cook, I honestly don't think that her food is good enough to make people want to pay to eat it. But there's no use in telling her that. I've just kind of given up now and I'm leaving her to do whatever she wants. But at this rate, it's obvious that the place is heading for failure. Shouldn't we try and do something to help her out? She doesn't even have the motivation to help herself out. I don't think there's anything we could do that would make things any better. I've given her plenty of advice, but she just keeps telling me that I'm getting on her nerves and doesn't listen to a word I say. If she doesn't have the drive to do something to improve her situation and she won't take advice from others, then going out of business is inevitable at this point. She's very stuck in her ways, and we can't force her to change if she doesn't want to. I guess you're right. Anyway, I'm sorry if I make too much noise in the kitchen tonight. I have order deadlines to meet, so I have no choice but to do all my baking now. I'm just sorry that you've had to work so much today. But I'm so glad that things are going well with your business. To be honest, at first I was a little worried when you said you wanted to open an online store, because I thought that it would cost more to set up than it would make in profit. I guess I just got really lucky. But anyway, I really think you should talk to your mom. I think she'll be really crushed if she really does end up going out of business. Alright, I guess there's no harm in trying to get through to her again. Honey, why are you home so early? You don't normally finish for a couple more hours. Did you get a half day or something like that? I got fired. I can't believe that the company I broke my back working for diligently for the last 15 years could just fire me without so much as an explanation. I'm in shock right now. What? They fired you? Just like that? Things haven't been great at work for a couple of months now, but there had never been any talk of redundancies. But it seems that the boss has been found guilty of committing some kind of fraud, so obviously he's no longer going to be running the place. I don't even know if they're going to give me any severance pay. The people who haven't been fired have started quitting of their own accord anyway, because it looks like the company is going to go under soon. This is all way too much to take in. This has all basically happened overnight. What are we going to do? Without my salary, we're really going to struggle to get by. Don't panic. We don't need to be worrying about money just yet. You must still be in shock right now. Think of it this way. The universe is giving you a chance to rest for the first time in 15 years. You can take your time finding a new job and finally have some time to yourself for a little while. And anyway, I'm sure you'll easily find a new job. You've already got 10 years of experience under your belt. Other companies will be rushing to snap you up. Thank you for saying that. It really has made me feel a little better. I'll try my best to find a good job. But don't rush into things, okay? That way, things will just end badly. Take your time in thinking about what kind of work environment would be best for you going forwards. For now, we will be able to get by on the money I'm making from my business. So take advantage of the fact that you don't need to worry about money immediately and just go with the flow. I wonder why Pearl has asked us to come over all of a sudden.
I'm not sure, but I do have an idea of what it could be.
What do you think it is?
As you know, I've been going around looking for a new job, so I went to the company that one of my friends works at to see if they had any openings. I had to pass my mom's diner on my way, and she saw me and asked me why I wasn't at work, so I had to tell her the truth about me getting fired. She seemed to be really worried about me, so I think she might have called us over to check that everything is okay.
Ah, I see. I guess you would be worried. But anyway, there are lots of job opportunities around these days, and I'm sure you'll find something in no time. Don't worry too much, and don't let anything your mom says get you down, okay?
Thank you so much, honey. I feel like a lot of other wives in your situation would be nagging at their husbands to hurry up and get a new job and bring some money in. Thank you for being so understanding and supporting me no matter what.
I'll always be rooting for you. You know that. Good things are coming your way. This is just your time to take a rest. Look at me. I was just a housewife until a few months ago, and now I'm making a decent amount of money just through running an online business from home. Someone like you with your qualifications and experience is obviously going to be able to find a new opportunity soon.
You're right. I'm feeling optimistic about the future now. Wait, so, Mom, you're asking me to take over your diner?
Yes. It's going to be the only thing I'll be able to leave you and your brother when I die, so it was going to be yours sooner or later. Your brother is doing fine at work and doesn't need any help with money, so I thought with your situation it would be best for you to just take it over now. I'm hoping that you'll either be able to do the place up and sell it for a high price, or implement new business ideas and turn the place around. I'm so sick of running this failing business and I just can't do it anymore. Like you said to me before, it's obvious that I'm going to run the place into the ground at this rate, and it would be stupid to keep going when it's inevitable how things are going to end. You're young and full of ideas, so I think that entrusting the place to you is my best option right now. Don't you think so?
But I don't have any experience running a diner. Even if I do take over, I don't think I'll have any idea what to do.
Do you think I opened that place because I had lots of experience? Do you think I did it because I liked it? Or because I had always wanted to run a diner? No, of course not. I did it because I needed to make money in order to get by. And anyway, you've been fired from your job and you haven't got anything new lined up yet. So this is great timing. Even if you did get hired at another company, wouldn't you always be constantly on edge, living in fear of getting fired without an explanation again one day? If you run the diner and become your own boss, there's no need to worry about things like that. So what do you say? Why don't you try your hand at running the diner and see if you can turn things around? Are you really giving up on the diner, Pearl? Yes, I am. I'm sick and tired of it and I just want to rest now. The only thing I ask for in exchange for giving you the diner for free is that you send me a little bit of money each month to help me get by. I'm not asking for much. Just a tiny fraction of the diner's profits will do me nicely. Maybe around $900 or $1,000 a month. Do you think that's something you could do for me? Sending her $900 or $1,000 a month is going to be a bit of a burden on us. I need to pay for Ava's school fees. And not to mention there's still a high chance of the diner going out of business anyway, even if Sam does take it over. If that happens, then none of us will have any money. Surely taking the diner off our hands is just going to make us end up in a worse financial situation than we are now.
All right, Mom. I'll do it.
Honey, shouldn't you take a little more time to think about it before making such a big decision like that? How can you just say yes on the spot like that? You also need to have a good think about what you're actually going to do with the diner. Whether you're going to try and sell it or whether you're going to try and save it.
I really don't think it's something I need to put too much thought into. As she said, my mom is going to leave the place to me someday anyway. And I do think that being the owner of a diner is better than heading back into the rat race of the corporate world. Don't you think?
I'm so glad that we're on the same page, son. And this way your wife will have no reason to look down on you. When have I ever looked down on Sam before? I don't know where you've been getting this idea from, but it's starting to upset me that you're saying it so often. I'm entitled to my opinion. Anyway, I'm glad that things have turned out this way. The diner is yours now, Sam.
I won't let you down, Mom.
And what exactly do you think you're going to do with the diner? You don't know the first thing there is about running a business.
I'll just turn it into a cafe, I guess. Cafes seem to do really well these days. I have a friend who runs a cafe, and it got so famous on Instagram that people even come from abroad especially to go there. The diner is small and cozy, so it would be the perfect size for a cafe.
Turning it into a cafe doesn't necessarily mean that things are going to go well. The cafes that become really popular tend to be in busy areas. You know that your mom's diner isn't in a great location. And on top of that, you would need to do something special to make customers go out of their way to go there. You would need to come up with a special menu to make it stand out from other places or invest in making the interior unique and eye-catching. This is different from anything you've ever done before. How can you so irresponsibly say that you're going to make it into a cafe without considering the ins and outs of it?
Calm down. It's only been 5 minutes since my mom told me she wanted to give me the diner. How can I possibly have had time to think about all the specifics like that? And don't you think you're being a bit of a downer? Way to rain on my parade. I thought you'd be happier for me.
I didn't mean to sound like a downer.
I'll take care of things with the diner, so don't you worry about it. You have your own work to worry about, so you go and focus on that and I'll focus on the diner. You said you weren't getting many orders through recently, didn't you? Why don't you focus on worrying about that instead?
Don't get mad. I'm sorry. I was just worried for you, that's all. It took a lot of preparation just for me to set up my small online business. Imagine how much work is going to need to go into setting up an actual physical store from scratch.
I know it's going to be a lot of work, but I told you, I will take care of it. You told me just this morning that you would support me with whatever I ended up doing next. Now that I've got an opportunity to actually do something, you're doing nothing but nag at me. If you haven't got anything positive to say, then don't say anything at all.
I was just trying to offer some advice. Maybe I was a little too harsh with my choice of words. Congratulations on your grand opening, honey.
Oh, thanks. Just put it down there. Why did you bring such a massive bouquet? This is such a tiny place. It barely fits on the counter.
I just thought a few nice colorful flowers would brighten up the place. That's all.
Not that it matters anyway. I haven't had a single customer come in yet. Maybe it really is because the location isn't great.
It's true that it's far away from the city center, but you're going to be setting up a delivery service, and you've already done lots of promotion online, so surely customers will come eventually. Don't worry too much about it, okay?
You say that, but on the inside, you're actually really worried that this cafe is going to fail before it even gets started, aren't you?
Of course I don't think that. I'm just wishing you well. Is there anything I can help you out with?
No, it's fine. You just worry about getting your own work done. I already hired someone to help me out part-time anyway.
You already hired a part-timer? Shouldn't you wait a little longer until you have some money coming in? Paying people's wages isn't cheap, you know.
Are you nagging at me again? It doesn't make sense for me as the manager to make the coffee, do the cleaning, and wait on all the tables, does it? It's a lot for one person to do, so of course I needed to hire someone. And sometimes I need to leave the cafe on errands. Who's going to watch the store when I'm gone if there's nobody else working here? I can't just close the place in the middle of the day, can I?
This is exactly why I told you that you needed to make sure that everything was in place before opening day. So that—
Will you just stop nagging me for 5 minutes? What do you know about running this kind of business anyway? And I don't have time to sit around listening to you pick at me. I need to get to work. I need to make sure this cafe makes a name for itself as soon as possible. I would really appreciate it if you stop trying to stick your oar in when this is my cafe entrusted to me by my mom, which I can run however I like. There's no reason for you to interfere with this.
Fine. I was just trying to give you advice, but if you don't want to hear it, I'll stop. Yes, you're right. It's only right for you to run things how you want. This is your cafe, after all. He's really sensitive and on edge at the moment. I guess if I had suddenly been fired from my job and had to really quickly set up my own business, I would be stressed too. And I can't see why me constantly chiming in with this or that from the sidelines may be annoying for him. But still, I really don't think he's going the right way about running a business.
Just leave me alone and I'll sort things out by myself. I do know what I'm doing here.
Why isn't he picking up? Pearl has collapsed and I need to get through to him as soon as possible.
Sienna, there's no need for you to be working so hard, you know. We haven't even got any customers. But thank you so much for always helping me out.
If it's to help you out, I'd happily do anything. You know that. Hey, I was thinking, how about we just close the cafe this weekend and go on a trip or something? There are no customers anyway, so it won't hurt. I really want to go to the seaside.
If my princess wants to go to the seaside, of course we'll go to the seaside. And I guess you're right. There's no harm in taking a few days off when business isn't doing too well. I'll go ahead and book us the fanciest 5-star hotel.
Oh, really? Thank you. I'm so excited. But won't your wife be a little suspicious?
Oh, I'll just tell her that we're going to check out another cafe to see if they have any tips to help us improve business. Don't worry about it. I'll deal with it.
Okay then. I guess I need to pack my bags then. Oh, I should get a new bikini.
I bet you'll look super pretty in a bikini. I can't wait to see you in it.
I can't wait to show you.
What on earth is going on here?
Oh my gosh, you startled me.
Honey, how come you're here? How long have you been standing there?
Does that really matter? So you weren't really working hard this whole time at all? You were having an affair with a younger woman instead. How old are you, may I ask? You said that you're a college student, didn't you? Yes, I am a student. Students can have relationships too, you know. And I'm 21. I'm not some little kid. I'm a grown adult. I never said that students can't have relationships. But don't you think you should be going for someone who isn't married with a kid? You are obviously fully aware of his situation, so why would you get involved?
I can explain everything.
I don't really think you could provide me with any kind of satisfactory explanation for this. So when you went away for a few days and said you were going to do some field research in order to develop the new menu, you were actually just messing around with this girl? I was feeling awful for you because I thought that you were working really hard, but despite that, I could see that the cafe was slowly heading towards going out of business. I never even said anything, though, because I was really worried about you getting upset. I'm speechless. I really am. But since I've been working here, there has been a huge increase in male customers, you know? What have you done to help with the cafe? Huh?
What did you just say to me? Sienna, don't say anything else. How about we go home and talk about this in private? There's no use in making a scene here in the cafe, is there?
I've already seen and heard everything. What else is there to talk about? The proof is right here in front of me, so I don't think you really have a leg to stand on. And by the way, the reason that I came here to find you is to tell you that I just received news that your mom collapsed. Whilst you were here flirting with this younger woman, your mother was taken to hospital. You can go see for yourself.
What? My mom collapsed? Sienna, can you do your best to clean everything up and then close the cafe as soon as possible? I need to go to the hospital.
Are you saying that you're just going to leave me here on my own? What if your wife comes to find me again and starts bullying me? I'm scared for my own safety.
Honey, were you at home this whole time? You never picked up any of my calls. My mom kept asking for you, you know. I really needed your help with her. My mom woke up last night. The doctor said she'd just gotten a little bit of a shock, but she seems to be okay now. They do still need to run a few tests on her to find out exactly what's wrong, though.
Why do I need to help look after my cheating husband's mom? Well, I guess I should thank her. If she hadn't collapsed, I wouldn't have found out about your affair when I did.
Why are you being so harsh on me? I know what I did was wrong, but it's not that I want to abandon you and our daughter for her or anything like that. She was just a distraction to help me when I was feeling stressed about things not going well at work.
Normal people deal with things not going well at work by working harder in order to make things go better. They don't go around seducing girls way younger than them. I'm sure if you look up her parents, they won't be much older than you. How could you do this when we have a family? You have a daughter. Are you in your right mind?
Why are you bringing our daughter into this? And anyway, Sienna doesn't have any parents. Her family situation is complicated.
You're missing the point. Why would I even care about that? I can't believe I'm hearing these things coming out of your mouth. I had no idea that you were this kind of person.
Well, I'm just telling you how it is. Also, why did you remove the CCTV camera from the cafe? I didn't notice until today because I was in such a panic about my mom yesterday. What are you planning to do with that?
What do you think? I used it to gather hard evidence against you and sue you for divorce. I've already arranged to meet with a divorce lawyer, and there was plenty of evidence of your affair with that girl on your CCTV camera.
Do you really have to go that far? The divorce proceedings are going to be so complicated. And Sienna is only 21. Imagine how much it's going to affect her to be branded as a husband-stealing cheater for the rest of her life. Please think about this.
Well, you should have thought about the consequences before you decided to cheat on me with a younger woman. Carrying on with this affair would have been worse for her in the long run anyway. So you either take full responsibility for everything now and we can file the divorce together amicably, or I go ahead and sue you for divorce.
I don't have any money. What would you be suing me for anyway?
Well, that's your problem, not mine. I've let you know what my plans are anyway, so don't be under any illusions that I'm going to forgive you for this.
Why are you doing this to me now when you know that my mom is in hospital? You're so cruel. You never asked how my mom is doing even once. My mom is all alone in the hospital and she keeps making a fuss saying that she wants you to come and look after her. What am I supposed to do in this situation? If only I hadn't installed CCTV in the cafe. Then there would be no hard evidence of me cheating.
So you're saying that you're going to give me the cafe instead of alimony as the divorce settlement?
Yeah, you know better than anyone that I have no money. The only tangible asset I have is the cafe. So how about you just accept this and we can move forwards?
It's obvious that the cafe is doomed to fail. Are you not just throwing it away on me?
Even so, how can you refuse when I'm giving it to you for free? It may be a failing business, but if you sell the premises, you can still make some kind of profit. I tried to sell it already, but I can't really get a good price for it. If I give it to you and you do the place up, you might be able to actually sell it for a decent price. That way, you will technically be getting your alimony, eventually. I've already promised that I'll send you child support every month, and it's not like I'm trying to get away with giving you nothing, is it? So how about we come to an agreement here? Dragging this out further is just making things harder on the two of us. Not to mention on Ava. She's obviously confused as to what's happening with Mommy and Daddy, and the sooner we can sort things out and provide a stable environment for her, the better.
If you were so concerned about disrupting the stability of Ava's environment, then you shouldn't have gone and had an affair in the first place. Anyway, I don't want to have to keep dealing with you either. Believe me. So just go ahead and give me the cafe then. I don't want any more delays in this process.
Okay, thank you. I agree, there's no point in delaying things any further.
Has she really agreed to accept the cafe and not push things any further? That's such a relief. Rumors were starting to spread about me around campus.
Well, I was surprised, but she was more than happy to take the cafe off my hands, even though she knows it's doomed to fail. It's a weight off my shoulders because I'd been really worrying about what was the best thing to do with the cafe, so it's all worked out for the best. Now I can sort things out without losing out on anything.
She must be really stupid to have accepted those terms, though. I guess she has even less sense than we thought.
Oh well, it works out well for us. Now we've managed to settle everything with the divorce, you and I have nothing to worry about anymore.
So does this mean we can finally date openly without having to keep it a secret?
Of course. Now we can see each other whenever we like.
Yay! I'm so happy. He must think I'm stupid for accepting this useless cafe that he can't even sell. But I have my plans, and I'm going to turn this place around and make him regret everything. Why haven't I heard anything from Clara for so long? She hasn't so much as called or texted me to ask if I'm okay, and whenever I call her, she doesn't pick up. Last time I was sick, she would call me regularly to check up on me. I wonder what's gotten into her. Did something happen?
Oh no, she's fine, Mom. She's just really busy with work these days. Don't worry too much about it.
But I haven't seen Ava in ages either. She must have shut up since the last time I saw her. It really would be nice if Clara would come round and visit me and bring Ava with her. No matter how busy she may be, she should make sure that I get to see my granddaughter. Is everything going well with the cafe? Ever since I moved out here to the country, I haven't really had the chance to go and see the place.
Oh yeah, everything is going fine.
That's such a relief to hear. If I'd known what a good job you would do with the place, I would have let you take over earlier. Anyway, you should make sure that Clara and Ava come and visit me at least once over the holidays, okay?
Okay, I will, Mom. But how are you doing health-wise?
Oh, I'm fine. I went for a checkup at the hospital recently, and they said I'm pretty much completely recovered. When you get old, there's always some kind of problem with some part of your body anyway. I'm actually feeling like I've had a new lease of life these days, though. It feels like I could even go back to working again.
Oh, there's no need to do that, Mom. You were going through such a hard time before, and I'm sending you a decent amount of money every month, so it's not like you need to work to earn money to live on.
But I'm so bored here at home all by myself. Thank you for always sending me money, though. I really appreciate it. By the way, I wonder why your brother barely contacts us these days.
There's no need to thank me for the money, Mom. It's the least I can do after everything you've done for me. And as for Adam, I think he's just busy. I'm sure he's doing great and will call you when he has some spare time. Ugh. I have to send my mom money for her living expenses every month on top of child support. And then there's the fact that Sienna is always asking me for money. I barely have money left for myself after all that. I've also got my debts to worry about, and then I also have to consider that I don't even have a proper job right now and need to find something new as soon as possible. I can't just jump between different part-time jobs forever.
Oh, hi there. It's so nice to see you again. How have you been doing? How's business? My son now refuses to eat any cookies other than the ones you make here. If I buy him cookies from the convenience store, he screws up his little face, says they're not tasty, and throws them on the ground. He really has developed a refined taste for such a small person. So I have no choice but to keep coming back here. Oh, really? It makes me really glad to know that kids like my cookies. These days, there are a lot of places that make cookies especially for kids, but none of them seem as tasty as yours, it seems. I tried them myself, and even I can say that they taste good. The ingredients are all so tasty as well. I told all my friends who are mums about you as well. Thank you so much. I've definitely noticed an increase in customers these days, so it must be because of your recommendations. Oh no, it's nothing to do with me. This is all you and the fact that you're doing such a great job of running this place. I heard that you started off by making your cookies at home and selling them online. Yes, back then it was kind of just a side hustle, but now things are doing well enough for this to be my main source of income. I've also started baking other things and have been able to turn this place into a fully fledged bakery. It was a stroke of luck that I was able to take over this place when I did, because running a business from home was quite hard. Business is doing well now, and I'm so happy that things have worked out. I was a little worried that people wouldn't want to come out here because it's not in the best location. Well, of course people are going to come out here. You're not just any old bakery. You also sell these amazing cookies with a unique recipe that can't be found anywhere else. If I heard that you were upping sticks and moving out into the middle of nowhere, I think I would probably follow you there, you know. So I hope you don't have any intention of moving anytime soon. Not only kids, but adults love your cookies too, you know. I have noticed people from lots of different demographics coming here recently. Lots of young working people are saying that the cookies are a convenient snack to have at work. I'm just so thankful that I can bring happiness to so many people.
I'll carry on promoting you to everyone in the neighborhood as much as I can. By the way, don't you think you're selling the cookies way too cheaply? These days, everything is going up because of inflation. Don't you think you should increase the price of the cookies too?
I think it's okay to keep things as they are for now. As a mom, I know how much it sucks when the price of something your kid loves goes up, because you still want to make them happy by buying it as much as you did before, but it does become difficult.
Well, whatever happens, I'm sure you'll continue to turn a profit. It looks like you've already hit the jackpot with these. Anyway, I hope you get lots more customers today.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
She's such a lovely lady. She's been singing my praises on all the mom internet forums, and she always orders in bulk from me when she holds a big event. I should give her some freebies as a thank you.
Why isn't Sam picking up the phone? His stupid brother has gone and lost everything on the stock market. As a younger brother, he really should be helping him out in his time of need. And he also needs to explain to me why he hasn't sent me my allowance for the last 3 months. He must be in his own cafe, though. I can't believe that he's made me come all the way out here to find him. Oh? It's a little different to how I remember it. Wasn't it called something different before? And wow, there are so many customers! I can barely get in the front door. I'm so glad to see things are going so well here.
Hi there. Welcome, Pearl?
Oh, so you've been watching the store. So what have you done with the place? I can see nothing but your cookies everywhere. Have you moved your business from home to this place? Is it not a cafe anymore?
Yes, it's not a cafe anymore. It's a bakery.
Then you should have told me. Even if I gave up on the place, I still want to know what's going on with it. It's so nice to see that there are so many customers, though. You must be making a good profit.
Yes, things are going really well these days. But what brings you here?
What else? I'm here because that son of mine isn't picking up his phone when I call, and neither are you. I haven't received my allowance for the past 3 months either. How can you rub in my face how well your business is doing and then not send me any money?
He must have not said anything to Pearl about the divorce. It's been months, though. I have no idea how he could have kept this from her for so long.
Well, I guess if all you're doing here is selling these cookies, you won't have any problem handing the place over to Adam.
Adam? Sam's brother? I'm not sure what you mean by that.
It can't be that hard to make these cookies. Just whip up some dough and throw on some decorations. If I had known this was all you were going to do here, I would have just got him to take over in the first place. You must know as well how Adam's got a very shrewd eye for business. If we leave the place to him, I'm sure he'll be able to make it an even bigger success. Giving cookies to kids isn't good for their health anyway. They have no nutritional value. So let's just pass the place on to Adam and be done with it. I shouldn't need to explain myself further, should I? I owned this place in the first place, so I should be able to do whatever I like with it, right? I've gotten all my energy back and I feel like coming back to work again, too. Staying at home all day doing nothing is worse than working all day until you're exhausted, you know. I guess there's a reason why people say it's best to keep working until you drop dead. Being listless is worse for the elderly, I think. You can also come and help out every now and again if you're bored at home, too.
It wasn't that long ago that you said you couldn't deal with working anymore and washed your hands of the place. It makes no sense that you're suddenly doing a 180. And what makes you think you have the right to come along and try and take away the business I've built up here?
Well, we're family, so I didn't think it was a big deal. And anyway, this place actually belongs to Sam, not you. Hurry up and tell him to come out and talk to me.
I'm sorry, but I'm the owner of this place now. You have no right to tell me what to do with what's mine.
What are you blabbing on about? How come you're saying this place belongs to you? I clearly gave it to Sam, not to you.
Sam gave me this place, and it's legally in my name now. And we're not family anymore, by the way. Sam and I got divorced months ago.
What? You got divorced? When did this happen?
You can go and ask Sam about that. Anyway, please get out of my store. You're disturbing the customers. You should at least let me know why you got divorced. And why would he end up giving this place to you? Tell me the truth. What did you do to him? What have you done to hurt my innocent baby boy? Your innocent baby boy? How can you still not know what kind of person your son really is? Your innocent baby boy cheated on me with a girl 20 years younger than him. He gave me the store's alimony in order to settle the divorce. I'm sure he was happy to do so as well, because he had been running this place into the ground. Are you happy now you know everything? I have nothing else to say to you now, so please get out of my store. Oh my gosh! How could this have happened?
I wonder who's banging on the door. Mom? Why are you here?
What do you think? How long were you planning on keeping everything from me? Am I just some kind of gullible idiot to you?
Why are you so angry, Mom? Is this about me not sending you your allowance for the past couple of months? Things haven't been going so well at the cafe these days, so I didn't really have the money to spare. I understand that it must be frustrating for you, but you really didn't have to come all the way here to talk to me about this. I'm having such a hard time these days, you know.
Business isn't going well at the cafe, you say? Well, it was full to bursting with customers when I went there earlier.
What? So you've just come from the cafe?
Yes. I was so proud when I saw how well things were going, so you can imagine my shock when I went in and found out that it wasn't you, but Clara running the place and that it's become a bakery. Is it really true that you two got divorced because you cheated on her? And you gave her the cafe as part of the divorce settlement?
Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You clearly already heard everything from her, so I guess there's nothing else for me to tell you, really. Yes, it's all true.
You really are a piece of work. Are you proud of yourself? Cheating on Clara is one thing, but how can you have so irresponsibly given the cafe to her? That place was my last hope. You had no right to just give it away like that.
But you forfeited all rights to making decisions about the cafe when you decided to give it to me to run. It was my cafe, so it was mine to give away. Can't you just let this go? I was planning to tell you about the divorce. Eventually.
I really can't believe this. Your brother lost everything he had on the stock market, and now he's living at my house like some kind of hermit. I was going to ask you to help him out by letting him manage the store, but now you've gone and blown it by signing all the rights away to Clara.
Adam's gone bankrupt? Well, I knew it would probably happen eventually. He had such a good job. I have no idea why he quit to focus on his investments. It was a crazy idea. He always was the type to live with his head in the clouds, though. It's about time he got brought back to reality.
Way to kick him whilst he's down. Well, what are we going to do? Are you not at least the tiniest bit jealous that Clara is doing such a good job with turning your cafe into a successful bakery?
Well, it's nothing to do with me, is it? And anyway, I'm sure she's only got a couple more customers than I had. All she's doing is selling cookies that are popular with little kids. How well can she do with that kind of business model?
If you don't believe me, go and see for yourself. People are queuing out the door.
Seriously? Maybe this is my way out? I was worried about how I was going to pay back all my debts, but if Clara is doing this well with her bakery, then maybe I can try and get back with her and share in some of that success. Sienna left me anyway, so it's not like I've got anything to lose. I never get to see Ava either, and it would be nice to start seeing her regularly again.
Hi there, come on in. Oh no. What do you want this time, Pearl? And why have you dragged him along with you as well?
Hi, Clara. It's been a while. Wow, my mom was right. This place is really popular. She said that people were queuing out the door, and I guess it really is true. You really hit the jackpot here. I always knew you would make it.
That's right. I always knew you were a baking genius, Clara. You have the magic touch. You were doing so well selling your stuff even when you were just making it at home and selling it online. If I'd known how much of a good job you would do with the place, I would have given it to you earlier, Clara.
Well, at least she has the platform she needed to succeed now.
Just cut to the chase. What do you want? If you're not going to buy anything, could you please hurry up and leave? Customers are waiting, you know.
That's no way to greet me when we haven't seen each other in so long. How is Ava doing these days? Does she ever say that she misses me?
Nope. She never even talks about you. Don't act like you're suddenly the doting father when you stop sending child support after a couple of months. I was going to say something, but I've been so busy these days and I didn't want to waste my precious time talking to a waste of space like you.
Well, it's just because I've had a lot on these days and things have been a little difficult for me.
That's right. Life gets in the way of things sometimes, doesn't it? Anyway, shall we help you out with running things around here? You must be so busy with all of these customers. You should at least hire a part-timer to help you out. There's no need for you to be so stubborn and do all of this by yourself, you know. I have a little bit of trauma when it comes to part-timers thanks to someone, so I think I'm okay by myself, thanks.
There's no need to bring up the past now, is there? Like you said, she was way too young for me. I never planned on dating her for a long time anyway. She was so immature that I just decided to get rid of her. And to tell you the truth, I couldn't stop thinking about you, Clara. We had such a good thing going. I had a momentary blip where I must have lost my mind. But surely we can get back from this, right?
That's right. Men do have these kinds of indiscretions sometimes. I'm sure you have it in you to be understanding. And surely it's better for Ava to have her dad around again. Surely you can forgive and forget. I really don't know why you think I need to even consider taking back this scum of a man. If this is all you've come here to say to me, please get out. If you don't leave when I ask you to, I'll have to report you to the police for harassment.
Are you really going to be like this? Don't you think you're being a bit salty? And anyway, you wouldn't be this successful if I didn't give you this place for free, would you? Shouldn't you be more thankful towards me for helping you achieve your dreams? Anyway, whatever. Just give the store back to me. You've earned enough now to get by, surely, haven't you?
And why do you think I should do that? This place is legally registered in my name. I have no obligation to give this place back to you at all. I don't know what makes you think you still have any kind of claim on my store. And you're saying you gave this place to me for free? You gave it to me instead of alimony and in exchange for not suing you. You threw it away on me then like it was a piece of trash. And now you're coming and saying that you want it back?
Well, I only gave it to you back then because it's the only thing I had to give you. And like I said, you were only able to achieve success because I gave you the store. So why don't you just give it up and agree to give it back to me?
Why do you keep spouting such complete nonsense? Well, now you leave me no choice. I'm going to report you to the police.
You can't do that. What's a little disagreement between family?
We are not family anymore. You forfeited your right to call me family right here in this very store. Do you think it was nice for me, working in here when there are so many bad memories attached to this place? But then the pain did also spur me on to try harder to make this place a success. Anyway, if you insist on behaving like this, I really am going to report you. And if you come back and try and say anything like this again, I can also file a case against you for committing a crime of intimidation. And you do know that you're legally obliged to be sending me that child support, right? If I want to, I can report you for that as well. I've become quite familiar with the law over the past few months, thanks to you. I'm not even scared of filing a lawsuit at this stage. So if you keep pushing me, I will go ahead and sue you, just so you know. I am very confident that I would win. How can you stand there and say such cruel things? Karma will get you for being so nasty, you know. If someone gives you something out of the goodness of their heart, it's only right for you to pay them back. You really want me to pay you back? Then I'll go ahead and sue you then, Sam. I actually felt like it was really unfair for me to only get the store out of the divorce settlement. I should have never agreed to give up on suing you then. I've got a whole list of offenses you've committed, so I'm sure it won't end well for you.
Why do you keep talking about this? It's scaring me. Mom, let's go. We'll talk more about this later, Clara.
What an obstinate piece of trash. I really don't know how I lived with a guy like him for so long. Oh my gosh, why are you here again? You really want to experience being escorted out by the police, don't you?
Can you just calm down and listen to me for a few minutes? I just want to have a proper adult conversation about this.
I really don't want to talk to you about anything, though. You have a brain, don't you? So why don't you try and use it for once? Do you really think anything about this situation makes sense? Did you leave your conscience at home or something?
I'm sorry, Clara. I was wrong for everything I did. And you're right, I really did act in an inexcusable way. But my situation is desperate. I need to go on living somehow, don't I? I'm drowning in debt and Adam has gone bankrupt after investing in stocks didn't go well for him. My mom doesn't have any other family to ask for financial help either. My family is completely ruined, which is why we've come to beg you for help. If you really don't want to give the store back to us, that's fine. But could you at least lend us a little money? I know you must be rolling in it right now. And no matter what, I'm still Ava's dad, aren't I?
I can't believe you can be this shameless. Your family situation is none of my business. And do I need to remind you that the one who broke up our family in the first place was you? You were shameless then and you're still shameless now. And I don't think being Ava's dad is something you can just bring up whenever it's to your advantage when you don't even take responsibility for her. You know full well that you haven't been sending child support for months. I have absolutely zero intention of giving my store back to you, and even less intention of giving you a single cent. So just get out of my sight already.
Please, Clara, I'm begging you. Please give me another chance. I'll be the best husband you could possibly ask for, and I'll be the best dad in the world to Ava. I promise I'll do my best to get our little family back to the way it was before.
Well, there's absolutely no chance of that. When Ava grows up and is old enough to understand what kind of a person you are, she's going to be so embarrassed to have you as her dad. You don't even deserve for her to even call you dad. I'm so sick of this. I'm just going to go ahead and call the police already. I wasn't making empty threats all this time, you know.
Clara, please. Please help me. Please.
I really did follow through and call the police on Sam that day, and I filed for a restraining order against him and Pearl. Thanks to that, I've been able to live much more peacefully, and I thankfully haven't received as much as a text from either of them. I've heard from a few mutual acquaintances that they've become infamous for running away from the debt collectors. I don't know if they will try to contact me again, but I know that if they do, I will shut them down immediately. Oh, and things are going really well with my bakery, by the way. I've gotten lots of loyal, regular customers, and I'm also getting more and more customers coming from further and further away just to try my cookies. I'm so thankful for all the support I'm getting from my customers, and it's spurring me on to work harder each day. But I still can't shake off the fact that this place is associated with bad memories for me, so I'm planning on saving as much money as I can and moving to a new location. The location was never really that good in the first place, and it would be more convenient for most of my customers if I moved somewhere more accessible. Ava has also started to realize how well I'm doing with my business, and she started to say things like, "Mommy is really cool," and "I want to be like Mommy when I grow up." When she says things like that, it makes me so proud, and it also makes me want to work even harder for her sake. I'd love it if all of you viewers could support me on my journey to provide a better life for Ava. This is my first time writing down a story like this, so I'm sorry if I'm rambling a little. But the main thing is that I'd like for you all to hate my ex-husband as much as you possibly can, and look favorably on me and Ava. I'm going to try my best to be the best mom in the world and make sure that Ava has the best life possible. There is still a little part of me that feels bitter about everything, though. It makes me sad to know that so many awful people like my ex-husband and his mom exist in this world. I really hope that nothing like what happened to me ever happens to any of you guys. I hope that you all have a wonderful 2024, and I hope that nothing but good things happen to you from now on. Thank you so much for listening to my story. Don't forget to like and subscribe.